Hello friends, today we take up the third circuit, AC across pure or ideal capacitor. So first we are to see phase relation between applied voltage and current flowing. Out of the 5 steps, we are to first follow the first step, physical situation. Consider an ideal or pure capacitor C connected across an AC source whose voltage waveform is given by the expression Et is equal to E max sine omega t. Let us mark it as equation 1. This is the ideal capacitor, that is the AC source, Et is equal to E max sine omega t. Okay. Now we go to second step. Second step, we apply Ohm's law to find out instantaneous current. So IT is equal to ET by XC, where XC is capacitive reactance. X is for reactance, C is for capacitor. So capacitive reactance. It is AC resistance, so voltage over resistance is equal to current. Now let IT be the current flowing through the circuit at any instant of time t, then IT will be equal to dq by dt, rate of flow of charge, where qt is the charge stored in the capacitor at any instant of time t and is given by the expression qt is equal to C into ET. We are familiar with Q is equal to CV. So here C, in place of V, we have induced EMF ET. So ET, C into E, ET. So QT will be equal to C into ET. So therefore, IT is equal to ddt of C into ET. IT is equal to ddt of C into ET. In place of Q, we write C into ET. Equal to ddt of C into E max sine omega t, or IT is equal to CE max. We take out ddt of sine omega t. Ddt of sine omega t is cos omega t. So CE max into cos omega t into omega. Okay, because ddt of sine omega t is cos omega t into omega, and it is equal to, now we bring omega this side with C. So it is equal to omega C into E max cos omega t, or IT is equal to E max 1 by omega C. We bring omega C in denominator, so it will be 1 by omega C, or it is equal to E max by XC cos omega t. Okay, so IT is equal to E max 1 by omega C cos omega t is equal to E max over XC, where XC, E max by XC into cos omega t, where XC is equal to 1 by omega C. So and is known as capacitive reactance. XC is known as capacitive reactance. Since XC is equal to 1 by omega C and omega is equal to 2 pi f, so it is 1 by 2 pi fc. So XC and frequency are in inverse proportion. Therefore, XC is inversely proportional to frequency. If we plot graph between XC and frequency, it will be like this. As frequency increases, reactance, capacitive reactance reduces. As frequency reduces, capacitive reactance increases. So it is the property of circuit by virtue of which it opposes the flow of AC through it. Okay. So therefore, we write IT is equal to I max cos omega t, where I max is equal to E max by XC. So we put this E max by XC as I max. So IT is equal to I max cos omega t, where I max is equal to E max by XC. Let us mark it as equation number 2. Now we go to third step. Before we go to third step, we modify equation 2 in terms of sign. Equation 2 Now equation 2 can be expressed as it is equal to I max sine 90 pi by 2 plus omega t. Okay, sine 90 plus theta is cos theta. So cos omega t we replace by sine pi by 2 plus omega t. So we interchange this. I max sine omega t first, pi by 2 afterwards. So it is equal to I max sine omega t plus pi by 2. So equation 2 can be expressed as it is equal to I max sine omega t plus pi by 2. Let us mark it as equation 3. Now we come to phase relation. Phase relation, third point, phase relation, lead or lag. We have to determine lead or lag. Now comparing equation 1 and equation 3, we have to compare equation 1 and equation 3. Now equation 1 is here. Let us see. This is equation 1, et is equal to E max sine omega t. Equation 3 is it is equal to I max sine omega t plus pi by 2. So here it is omega t plus pi by 2. So it is a lead. Plus pi by 2 is the lead. So comparing equation 1 and 3, we find that current it leads ahead of voltage et by pi by 2 in phase. Okay. Comparing equation 1 and 3, we find that current it leads ahead of voltage et by pi by 2 in phase. Now phasor diagram. How we draw phasor diagram as usual. Here is the x-axis, this is plus y-axis, this is minus y-axis. If we represent et along positive x-axis, then we represent it along positive y-axis, 90-degree lead. So it is leading et by pi by 2. And the waveforms, how we represent waveforms. This is coordinate system, plus x-axis, minus x-axis, this is plus time, minus time, this is plus y-axis, minus y-axis, amplitude, current or voltage. So we represent first voltage waveform, et is equal to E max sine omega t. It's a sine wave, so we put it at like this. And current equation is cosine wave. So it starts from here or here and leading by pi by 2. So it is et, here et, it. This et is it. Et starts from here, then it starts from, because it is a leading by pi by 2. So it is the dotted line which represent the current equation. It is equal to I max cos omega t. It's a cosine wave. Okay. Now it is a lead by it is leading by pi by 2. So this way we represent waveforms. Now we come to second part of it. Second part, average power consumed over full cycle of an AC. Average power consumed over full cycle of an AC. So we have to follow 5 steps again. The first step is physical situation. As usual, this is the same as we have developed in phase relation. So consider an ideal or pure capacitor C connected across an AC source whose voltage waveform is given by the expression Et is equal to E max sine omega t. This is ideal capacitor. This is AC source. Et is equal to E max sine omega t. Okay. Now we go to second step. Let IT be the instantaneous current flowing through the circuit. Since IT leads ahead of applied voltage Et by pi by 2 in phase, therefore IT can be expressed as I max sine omega t plus pi by 2, or it is equal to I max cos omega t. Let us mark it as equation 2. Now instantaneous power, third point, instantaneous power PT, that is equal to ET into IT. So substituting the value of ET from equation 1 and IT from equation 2. ET from equation 1 and IT from equation 2. we get Pt is equal to E max sin omega t into I max cos omega t, or it is equal to E max I max sin omega t cos omega t. We multiply it by 2, divide by 2. Okay, therefore Pt is equal to E max I max by 2. We bring 2 here, and it is 2 sin omega t cos omega t is sin 2 omega t. So Pt is equal to E max I max by 2 into sin 2 omega t, or it is equal to E max I max by 2 sin 2 theta, where theta is omega t. We replace omega t by theta here. So theta is equal to omega t, or Pt is equal to E max I max by 2 sin 2 theta. Let us mark it as equation number 3. Now fourth point, power over full cycle of an AC. Power over full cycle of an AC, say POFC, over full cycle, is equal to integration Pt dt 0 to t, or P over full cycle is equal to integration E max I max by 2 into sin 2 theta d theta 0 to 2 pi. We write the value of Pt here, and in place of t we replace it by 2 pi, because here we have replaced omega t by theta. Okay, so it is equal to E max I max by 2 sin 2 theta d theta 0 to 2 pi. We take this term outside integration. Now it is equal to E max I max by 2 into minus cos 2 theta by 2. E max I max by 2 minus cos 2 theta by 2, 0 to 2 pi. Limits come afterwards. Or power over full cycle is equal to minus E max I max by 2 into cos 4 pi minus cos 0. We replace theta with 2 pi, it becomes 4 pi. We replace theta with 0, it becomes cos 0. So cos 4 pi minus cos 0. So it is equal to minus E max I max by 2 into 1 minus 1. Cos 4 pi is 1, cos 0 is 1. So it is equal to 0. Or power over full cycle is equal to 0. Let us mark it as equation number 4. Now fifth point, average power consumed over full cycle of an AC, and it is equal to power over full cycle divided by 2 pi minus 0, upper limit minus lower limit. So our power over full cycle of an AC is equal to 0 by 2 pi, or it is equal to 0. So average power consumed over full cycle of an AC in case of pure capacitor is also 0. Thus we see that average power consumed over full cycle of an AC in purely capacitive circuit is 0. This is a full cycle, positive half, negative half. Reason being, during first half, positive half, first positive half of the cycle, power is drawn from the source, and during next negative half of the cycle, power is pumped back into the source. Now, assignment 7.2, question number 6. We have to practice to solve numerical problems. So an AC voltage Et is equal to E max cos omega t is applied across pure capacitor C. Show that current leads ahead of applied voltage by pi by 2 in phase. An article. Now previously we have done with sin omega t. Now you have cos omega t. Our answers would be same. Question number 7. Show that average power dissipated in an AC circuit over full cycle of an AC in purely capacitive circuit is 0. Justify your answer. Okay. Question number 8. What is the power dissipated in an AC circuit in which voltage and current are given by the expression Et is equal to 200 sin omega t and It is equal to 10 into sin omega t plus pi by 2? And you have to evaluate what is the power dissipated. Now question number 9. When a circuit element X is connected across an AC source, a current of root 2 ampere flows through it, and this current is in phase with the applied voltage. When another element Y is connected across the AC source, the same current flows in the circuit, but it leads the voltage by pi by 2 radians. Name the circuit elements X and Y. Name the circuit elements X and Y. Now question number 10. Question number 10. An electrical element X, when connected to an alternating voltage source, has the current through it leading the voltage by pi by 2 radians. Identify X and write an expression for its reactance. Question number 11. A 15.0 microfarad capacitor is connected to 220 volt 50 Hz source. Find capacitive reactance and the RMS current through the circuit. Question number 12. Explain the term capacitive reactance. Show graphically the variation of capacitive reactance with frequency of the applied alternating voltage. Question number 13. State the phase relationship between the current flowing and the voltage applied in an AC circuit for number 1 pure capacitor, number 2 pure inductor. Question number 14. The given graphs A, B and C represent the variation of oppositions offered by the circuit elements to the flow of alternating current with frequency of applied EMF. Identify circuit elements corresponding to each graph. So this is one graph A, this is the other graph B, this is the other third graph C. So you have to identify the circuit elements corresponding to which these graphs are. Okay. These graphs represent which type of circuit elements. Okay. Now thank you so much. Next time we will take up RL series circuit.